Plaza Hotel, Thursday night finance gala. Crystal chandeliers, velvet drapes, the type of room where egos gleam brighter than the marble floors. Wendy Haza, black woman in an elegant sculpted black evening dress, stands beside her husband Gregory at the bar area. She carries herself with quiet, earned authority. Someone nearby mentions Federal Reserve policy. Wendy speaks gently, but confidently. Actually, the yield curve. Before she can finish, Gregory grabs her arm. Not violently, but with that subtle, possessive pressure that says, "Stop talking. Honey, stop." That's stupid, he says. Loudly enough for the nearest 5 conversations to falter. You're wrong. Heads turn, eyes sharpen. Several phones lift half out of habit, half out of predatory curiosity. People begin recording without even pretending not to. The humiliation is instant, acidic, burning across her skin. Gregory laughs, a forced, ugly laugh. "My wife doesn't work in finance," he says loudly to the circle. "She doesn't understand this." Silence, then the whispers. "Ah! Did she really just..." Embarrassing. Why would she say anything? No one helps her. No one contradicts him. No one even tries to change the subject. I'll stand there watching a black woman be publicly dismissed by her own billionaire husband, as if it's entertainment. Gregory turns back to the men, smugly satisfied, as if her silence is proof he was right. He doesn't see the phones recording. He doesn't see the faces registering what he's just done. But Wendy sees. In 12 hours from now, Gregory Hayes will beg for forgiveness on his knees, shaking. 12 hours from now, the black wife he just called stupid will quietly and surgically end everything he has built. 8 years earlier, Wendy Anderson met Gregory at an industry conference in Miami. She was a rising portfolio manager. Sharp, respected, already a force. He was the CEO of Hayes Capital Group, a verified billionaire with $1.4 billion in documented net worth. He had charm, charisma, the energy of a man used to winning. He pursued her relentlessly. Flowers, dinners, calls, promises. He told her she made him better. She believed him. They married in 2016, in a small ceremony. Her family was present, supportive, but wary. Jasmine, her sister, pulled her aside before the reception. "You sure about this? The way he talks over you sometimes?" Wendy smiled, brushing it off. "That's just how he is in public. He's not like that at home." But Jasmine was right. The pattern began slowly. Gregory would correct Wendy at dinner parties. "Actually, honey, the market works like this," even when her analysis was flawless. He introduced her to colleagues with the same condescending line every time. "This is my wife, Wendy. She's interested in finance." Interested. As if her career was a hobby while his was the universe. 2 children came: Emma in 2018, Lucas in 2020. Wendy took only 8 weeks off each time before returning to work. Rising even higher, becoming managing director in 2019. Gregory never once asked about her promotion, her portfolio performance, or her daily wins. At home, he continued the small, cutting comments. "You're lucky I handled the finances. You'd be lost. Don't try to understand this deal. It's complicated." After she gave a strong suggestion, "That's not how it works. Trust me." Wendy began dividing her world in 2. Professionally, she was Wendy Anderson, the powerhouse. At home, she was Wendy Hayes, the wife he kept in a decorative box. The woman who kept the house running so he could build his empire, and the empire was large. Hayes Capital managed $8.2 billion. His personal net worth soared from real estate and tech investments. A real billionaire, verified, celebrated, worshipped. But his marriage, rotting quietly. In 2020, they tried marriage counseling. Dr. Helen Ross sat with them for 16 sessions, watching the same pattern unfold. Gregory interrupting, dismissing, belittling. "She's being dramatic," he'd say. "She doesn't understand business stress. Maybe if she had a real career, she'd get it." Dr. Ross documented everything. Every red flag. Every moment Wendy shrank. Counseling ended when Gregory refused to continue. Waste of time and money. Then came March 2021, the turning point. A fight. Gregory screaming about Wendy not respecting his authority. She'd questioned a financial decision. He exploded like she'd insulted his manhood. That night, in the cold quiet of the guest room, Wendy made a decision that shifted the axis of her life. She opened private bank accounts, chased private client, Fidelity investment accounts, and funneled every dollar of her income into them. Gregory never noticed. He assumed she made decent money, but nothing remarkable. He never asked for proof, never cared to. For 3 years, Wendy quietly built freedom. She saved between $4.80 and $8 million, paid the kids' tuition from her accounts, covered groceries, household expenses, everything. Gregory paid the penthouse mortgage and assumed he was supporting the family. He wasn't. He was being subsidized by the same woman he belittled daily. She stayed for the children, or so she told herself. But the part of her that woke at 5 a.m. to check the markets, that part was waiting, watching, ready. She just needed Gregory to make a public mistake she couldn't ignore. a mistake she could weaponize. Tonight's gala was the perfect setup. Gregory wanted the power couple image. Important clients would be there. Wendy dressed carefully, black dress, pearls, quiet elegance. Before leaving, she checked her work phone. The one Gregory never saw. 3 client emails, portfolio up 8% YTD, and a deal closing tomorrow worth $40 million. She slid the phone into her clutch. Looked at Gregory adjusting his cufflinks. Ready? He asked. Ready? She said. And she was more than he could ever imagine. The Plaza ballroom was a world of wealth, hold money, pretending it tolerated new money. Deals floated through the air like perfume. Gregory worked the room and Wendy followed, performing the role she perfected, the supportive, silent spouse. At 9:37 p.m., everything began. Bar area, a senior partner from Blackstone. Conversations about Federal Reserve policy, interest rates, recession signals. Wendy listened, analyzing every detail, her mind sharper than anyone in the circle. She saw an opening and stepped in. The inversion pattern we're seeing now is actually different from 2019, duration suggests. Gregory's hand landed on her arm, controlling, claiming. Honey, these gentlemen have it covered. The circle shifted awkwardly. Someone politely insisted, no, please continue. Wendy tried again. If you look at the historical data, sweetheart, stop. The room froze. Conversations dimmed. People sensed the temperature drop. Someone tried to smooth it over. Actually, I'd be interested to hear. Gregory cut him off sharply and delivered the sentence that sealed his fate. No, that's stupid. You're wrong. Silence. Phones recording. Champagne glasses suspended midair. Faces stunned. Wendy didn't flinch. She simply breathed in, lifted her chin, and gave him the calmest, deadliest smile. One word. Excuse me. She walked toward the restroom like a queen leaving peasants behind. Back straight, head high. The posture of a woman who knows her power even when the man beside her pretends not to. Behind her, Gregory tried to salvage the moment with a nervous laugh. Sorry about that. She's been stressed lately. Thinks she understands finance because she watches Bloomberg at home. A woman who knew. Wendy professionally finally spoke up. That was harsh, Gregory. He waved her off. It's fine. That's just how we are. But the tremor in his hand as he lifted his drink betrayed him. He could feel something shifting, something slipping out of his grasp, something that would soon become unstoppable. Gregory's hand trembles slightly as he signs the bar tab, the pen scratching unevenly across the receipt. His mask of confidence, so polished, so rehearsed, begins to fracture under the weight of a mistake he doesn't know is fatal. His smile is too tight, his shoulders too stiff. Even he feels the shift in the air, though he refuses to name it. Inside the restroom, Wendy stands before the marble sink, gripping the cold stone edges. She breathes deeply, grounding herself. Her reflection looks back at her, elegance, restraint, power simmering beneath silence. She pulls out her work phone, the phone Gregory never cared enough to ask about, and texts Jasmine. He did it. He said the word in public. I have witnesses. Reply comes instantly, almost like Jasmine had been waiting by the phone all evening. Are you okay? Wendy types, fingers steady, heart clear. I'm perfect. I'm free. She stares at her reflection again. 36 years old, managing director, Harvard MBA, mother of 2, and married. Formerly married to a man who just called her stupid in a ballroom full of industry elites. She reapplies lipstick with surgical precision, smooths the front of her dress, lifts her chin, and walks back into the ballroom with the poise of a woman reclaiming her narrative. She stays another 45 minutes, by choice, alone, dignified, unbothered. She doesn't argue, doesn't cry, doesn't chase him or try to explain herself. She simply exists, straight-backed, silent, radiating a calm that unsettles the men who witnessed the moment. When she finally leaves, she orders a car service. Gregory stays behind, drinking more, laughing too loudly, pretending that humiliation dissipates if you ignore it. It doesn't. When Gregory gets home late that night, he assumes the world has reset. Wendy will be waiting. The house will feel normal. But Wendy is in the guest room with the kids, the door locked. She's not crying, not confused, not begging. She's on her laptop, typing the email that will detonate their marriage. Subject, divorce consultation, urgent. To, attorney Linda Bennett. At 6:30 a.m., Wendy wakes 247 text messages. She knows instinctively what they're about. Before opening a single one, she checks Twitter. The video is everywhere. Someone posted it overnight from an anonymous account. The caption strikes with surgical precision. Billionaire tells wife she's stupid at finance gala. She walked away with more dignity than he'll ever have. 4.2 million views. climbing every second. Hashtags are already trending. Hashtag toxic husband #2 nationally. Hashtag stupid wife. #5. Reclaimed by women with biting sarcasm. Calling myself stupid so my husband doesn't have to. Stupid wife who runs the household, the bills, the life. The comments are brutal, merciless, correct. He really said that out loud. The composure she had, queen behavior, divorce him and take half. Men who insult their wives in public red, flag squared. The audio is painfully clear. That's stupid. You're wrong. My wife doesn't actually work in finance. At 10 a.m., Gregory finally wakes up, groggy, hungover, clueless. He scrolls through 200 notifications, opens Twitter, sees his own face, frozen mid-sneer, hears his own voice, dripping with arrogance. Watches the internet turn him into a case study in misogyny. He laughs. Actually laughs. He texts Wendy at 10:17, LOL, we're viral. You okay? People are ridiculous. She replies at 10:19, I'm at Jasmine's. He fires back, come on, don't be dramatic. It was a joke. She leaves him on read. Gregory genuinely does not understand. In his mind, the world is overreacting. Cancel culture, sensitivity, online mobs, nothing real, nothing lasting. Certainly nothing he should be held accountable for. At 11 o'clock, his PR team calls an emergency meeting. Sir, this is escalating. We need a joint apology with your wife. No, Gregory snaps. Not apologizing for having a conversation, sir. The word stupid is trending globally. He ignores them and makes the dumbest decision of his career. CNBC interview at 3 p.m. He thinks he'll set the record straight. He sets his career on fire. The anchor asks, Mr. Hayes, the video shows you calling your wife stupid. Your response? Gregory leans back, arrogant, smirking. That's taken out of context. We were discussing finance, you said. That's stupid, you're wrong. You don't work in finance. Well, she doesn't. He shrugs. I was making a point. Some viewers are calling it verbally abusive. He scoffs. On national television, loudly, verbally abusive. Come on, I love my wife. We joke like this. She has a great sense of humor. She didn't look like she was joking. That's her face when she's thinking. The internet explodes? No regrets? The anchor asks. No, he says. People need thicker skin. Within minutes, the clip spreads like wildfire. He doubled down. No apology. No shame. This man is allergic to accountability. Women online rally harder than ever. New hashtag rises. Hashtag IST, and with stupid wife women post selfies with captions. Stupid wife with a PhD. Stupid wife who manages 2,000 employees. Stupid wife who speaks 4 languages. By 6 p.m., the story hits Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, and the New York Times. The stupid wife who wasn't. A modern marriage unravels. Online, Gregory comes home expecting normalcy. Instead, he walks into silence thick enough to choke on. No kids, no Wendy, no warmth. Just a text. The kids and I are staying with Jasmine. I'll let you know when we're ready to talk. Why is she overreacting? He mutters. It was one comment. He pours a drink. Googles himself. Sees his name beside hashtag stupid wife on every major news site. Hayes Capital posts a weak statement. Comments tear them apart. Boycott Hayes Capital. If he disrespects his wife, imagine how he treats clients. His board chair calls. Gregory, this won't blow over. It always does. In this case, it won't. The call ends cold. What Gregory doesn't know is that at that very moment, investigative journalist Sarah Collins is on the phone with Wendy. They went to college together. Haven't spoken in years? Sarah asks. Do you want help? Wendy answers with the calm of a woman ready to burn a kingdom down. Friday morning. 9 a.m., Bloomberg publishes the article that destroys what's left of Gregory Hayes. Headline, the wife Gregory Hayes called stupid manages $4.8 billion and earns triple his income. The first paragraph hits like a missile. Wendy Hayes is a managing director at Evergreen Capital, overseeing $4.8 billion. Her annual compensation exceeds her husband's by a factor of 3. Sarah lists Wendy's achievements without mercy. Harvard MBA, 15 years in finance, managing director 2019, 11% above market average, 97% client retention. $2.4 million compensation last year. Gregory's compensation, $780,000 salary, less responsibility, Far less performance? The math is brutal. Wendy earns 3.08 times his income. She manages billions personally. He called her stupid. Sources praise her brilliance. Clients request her by name. Analysts call her one of the sharpest minds in fixed income. Sarah ends with the detail that twists the knife. Wendy uses her maiden name professionally. Gregory never knew her real title, never asked, and now the world knows everything he ignored, everything he dismissed, everything he underestimated. A quiet sidebar on the report detonates across Manhattan. Mr. Hayes' billionaire status, while legitimate, is inherited $1.40 for B in illiquid real estate. Annual income, modest. Mrs. Hayes, however, earns multi-million-dollar performance-based compensation. She doesn't work in finance. She is finance. Bloomberg terminals across trading floors glow like emergency lights. Whole offices freeze mid-trade. Conference rooms pause. Then boom, Twitter explodes. Not pity, not sympathy, vindication. Billionaire husband calls wife stupid. Turns out she makes 3 times his income. He inherited power. She built hers. Memes erupt within minutes, screenshots of Gregory bragging on CNBC beside Wendy's credentials. My wife doesn't work in finance. Next to managing director, $4.8 billion AUM, $2.4 million annual income. The juxtaposition is lethal. A public autopsy. Evergreen Capital releases a statement, clean, surgical, devastating. Ms. Hayes is a valued leader. Her performance speaks for itself. No mention of the incident. None needed. Numbers speak louder than apologies. Gregory's phone detonates again. Different tone now. Gregory, is it true your wife outturns you? You called someone making $2.4 million stupid? By noon, Hayes Capital loses 3 clients. $80 million evaporates. The board calls an emergency meeting. Gregory sits alone in his office, reading the Bloomberg article 5 times his wife's resume laid out like evidence in a murder trial. Harvard MBA. $4.8 billion under management. Triple his salary. He didn't know. Or worse, he never listened. His assistant knocks. Sir. Wall Street Journal wants comment. No comment. Forbes. No comment. Your wife's attorney Linda. Bennett called. Gregory freezes. My wife has an attorney, apparently for several days now. His world tilts. First crack before the quake. In Brooklyn, morning light spills into Jasmine's apartment. Wendy sits with her sister, phone face down. Emma, 6, looks up. Mommy, why is everyone talking about you? Wendy pulls her close. Because sometimes people need to know the truth, baby. What truth? That you should never let anyone make you feel small. Meanwhile, journalist Sarah Collins does not stop with one article. She digs deeper, building a public case piece by piece. Former employees, HR whispers, marriage counselors, documents, records. Wendy hands over 8 years of text time-stamped, authenticated. 2017, you're lucky I married you. Don't let it go to your head. 2020 during counseling, that's a stupid question, Wendy. 2021, my family built wealth. You just work for it. 2022, you don't understand business. 2023, most men wouldn't put up with your attitude. 2024, just smile and look pretty. A pattern emerges: coercive control, financial manipulation, systematic belittling. Counselor Dr. Ross speaks carefully on background. When a spouse repeatedly questions the other's intelligence to maintain control, that's not marital stress. That's psychological abuse. Through legal channels, the counseling notes surface. Session 12. Mr. Hayes walked out, called counseling a waste of money. Mrs. Hayes distressed but composed. Session 16. Mr. Hayes refused to return. Mrs. Hayes discussed safety planning and financial independence. Wendy had been preparing her exit for 3 years. Financial records finished the story. Her accounts. Her investments. Her funds paying for the home, the school, the groceries, even Gregory's gym membership. He owned the penthouse. She funded the life. Then the email surfaces. Gregory to his accountant. Can you track my wife's spending? I think she's hiding purchases. Reply. Per the 2021 amendment you signed, her finances are separate. Gregory, what amendment? Because he never read it, never cared. Never believed she'd need protection. Wendy did. And the prenup amendment is now in her attorney's hands. Loaded, legal, lethal. Gregory's signature sits at the bottom of the 2021 amendment dated March 15th. The ink looks steady, but the context isn't. He was drunk, fresh from a brutal counseling session, signing paperwork he didn't read, didn't respect, didn't believe mattered. That careless swipe of a pen now protects every dollar of Wendy's $4.8 million. Complete separation, assets, debts, accounts. In divorce, each keeps their own. He signed away the power he once lorded over her without even looking. And the world keeps learning who Gregory really is. Employees begin whispering anonymously, then loudly, Daniel. Daniel Foster, former junior analyst, drops a Medium post that detonates like a grenade. I left Hayes Capital in 2020 to not because of the hours, not because of the pressure, because of Gregory Hayes. Daniel, Filipino-American, gay, first-gen college grad, lays it all bare. The belittling, the mockery. The day Gregory called him too emotional for questioning a risky trade. People like you don't usually make it in finance. People like him, Daniel writes. When I saw him call his wife stupid, I recognized the tone. I've heard it, I've felt it, and I'm done being silent. Within 48 hours, 5 more come forward. Lisa Martinez, former VP 2023. He told me I'd never make partner because I wasn't tough enough. I was tougher than him. I just wasn't cruel. Rayoni Garcia, analyst 2022. He mocked my accent, called it communication coaching. Jennifer Okonkwo, client services. In a meeting with a high net worth female client, Gregory smirked and said, your husband makes the investment decisions, right? The client pulled $15 million the next day. 2 more employees, same pattern, same venom, belittling, sexism, racial undertones, casual cruelty. But the blow that shatters his public armor comes from inside the family. Victor Hayes, Gregory's nephew, son of board member Martin Cross, posts on LinkedIn, my uncle calling his wife stupid doesn't surprise me. He said worse to me. Called me soft for supporting diversity initiatives. Questioned whether I belonged in finance despite my Wharton MBA. Blood doesn't excuse abuse. The post goes nuclear 15,000 shares, because now it's not just employees, it's family. Martin Crossboard member father cannot publicly defend Gregory without betraying his own son. The board's silence becomes a verdict. Victor ends his post with a rallying cry that ignites the internet. If you've ever been told you're too sensitive when someone hurt you, drop a comment. You're not alone. Wendy's not alone. The comment section floods like a dam breaking. And this is only the beginning. Day 8, Tuesday. Gregory finally fights back. Not with humility, never with accountability. With attorneys. White shoe, $500. HR, Madison Avenue Sharks. Fire off letters like missiles. To Bloomberg, defamation. Retraction, threatened lawsuits, claims of illegally obtained documents. Bloomberg's legal team responds with ice-cold precision. Every fact is documented and verified. We welcome defending our reporting in court. To Wendy, the tone shifts personal, venomous. Accusations of violating marital privacy, claims of emotional abuse, parental alienation, demands that she return the minor children to the marital home immediately. Attorney Bennett reads it, aloud while Wendy sits at Jasmine's kitchen table. Wendy doesn't flinch. He's trying to scare you, Bennett says. I know, Wendy replies. But I'm not scared. Because Wendy holds a weapon Gregory doesn't even know exists. Everything she shared, the texts, the financial records, the counseling notes, were legally obtained. All hers. All protected. The 2021 amendment he signed while drunk includes a clause waiving confidentiality in case of divorce. Gregory's lawyers don't know that yet. They're about to. Panicked, Gregory tries one more move. Spin. He feeds stories to friendly outlets. Sources say the marriage was troubled. Both sides share blame. Mrs. Hayes's career ambitions created tension. The old narrative of the ambitious wife and the fragile, wealthy husband trying to hold the family together, but the world isn't buying it anymore. Not after the receipts. Not after the victims. Not after the nephew. Not after the signatures Gregory doesn't remember signing. But will never escape. The PR spin doesn't work. It backfires immediately. One desperate outlet pushes the mental health angle. Friends worry about Wendy Hayes' recent instability. Professional help may be needed. Weaponizing mental health, a classic abuser's move. Twitter crucifies them within minutes. He's calling her crazy now. Textbook. By Wednesday, Gregory's entire PR team quits. They can't control the wildfire. They can't sanitize the truth. Days 9 to 11, Gregory gets more desperate, more frantic, more dangerous. Bank logs tell the story. March 24th, March 25th, March 26th, March 27th, for attempts to access accounts he still believes are joint. Chase, Fidelity, Morgan Stanley, all denied. Calls Chase directly. I'm her husband. I need access to our accounts, sir. These are individual accounts. I'm her husband. That gives me rights. Not to these accounts, sir. He still doesn't understand. Still doesn't remember. Still doesn't he realize the drunken signature he scribbled in 2021 removed every shred of ownership he assumed he had. Thursday, day 12, he shows up at Jasmine's apartment. 10 a.m. Pounding on the door, voice echoing down the hallway. Jasmine checks the camera. Texts Wendy who's at work. He's here. Wendy responds instantly. Don't open it. Jasmine speaks through the door. Gregory, leave. Now, I want to see my kids. Through the attorneys, you know the terms. I'm their father. Then act like it. Call Attorney Bennett. Schedule supervised visitation. He rages in the hallway for 10 full minutes. Neighbors peek out. Security is called. Gregory leaves, but not before shouting. You're turning my wife against me. This is parental alienation. The security camera catches everything. Jasmine forwards the footage to Bennett. More evidence, Thursday afternoon. The Hayes Capital Board meets. Conference room, 34th floor, 7 members. Gregory is summoned, and thanks to Daniel Foster's still active building credentials, there's audio clear, damning. Board Chair Martin Cross. We've lost $150 million in redemptions this week. Gregory tries to sound steady. It's temporary. CFO Richard Barnes. This isn't about finances. It's about you, your judgment, your character. Gregory snaps. My personal life doesn't affect. It does, Martin cuts in. When you publicly humiliate your wife, a managing director respected across the industry, Richard adds. It does when multiple employees accuse you of the same behavior. When your nephew posts publicly about your abuse. Silence. Heavy. Loaded. Richard continues softly. We're not worried about Hayes Capital's balance sheet. We're worried about you, your ability to lead. Martin, we strongly advise you retain separate personal counsel. Gregory whispers. You're abandoning me. Martin's voice hardens. We're protecting the firm. You should have thought about that before calling your wife stupid on camera. Gregory storms out, slams the door. On the recording after he leaves, Richard murmurs, We need succession planning. Martin replies, Already drafted. He steps down voluntarily, or we vote him out. Does he know? He will Thursday night. Wendy sits in Jasmine's living room. Kids asleep. Laptop open. Email from Attorney Bennett. Final decision needed. Settlement versus divorce. Gregory's offer arrives earlier that afternoon. $1 million lump sum, full custody to him. NDA. Wendy must issue a public statement blaming no one. He drops all claims. A shiny, gilded muzzle. Wendy reads it 3 times. $1 million tax-free, an easy escape, a clean, quiet lie. Jasmine asks, What are you thinking? Wendy remembers Emma 6 years old, asking, Mommy, why did Daddy call you stupid on TV? Wendy had knelt beside her. Sometimes people say hurtful things when they feel small inside. Is that why we're at Aunt Jasmine's? Does Daddy feel small? 6. Already seeing what Gregory refuses to. Now Wendy stares at the offer. Accepting means teaching Emma that silence is safety. Money buys dignity. Abuse can be repackaged as mutual difficulties. I can't, Wendy says. Jasmine nods, no hesitation. I knew. He wants me to say I'm partly responsible for him calling me stupid. Publicly in front of 200 people. What do you want? Jasmine asks. Wendy closes the laptop gently. I want Emma to know respect isn't negotiable, that you never stay silent to keep peace. That financial independence means choosing yourself, even when it hurts. Lucas shuffles out, holding his stuffed dinosaur. Mommy, can't sleep. She pulls him into her lap. He melts into her chest, asleep within minutes. Emma appears in the doorway. "Mommy, you crying?" Wendy touches her cheek. Wet. "Yes." Emma crawls onto the couch. "Are we going to be okay?" Wendy lifts her chin. "Yes, promise." Emma studies her mother's face. "Daddy said, you're not smart." Wendy smiles softly. "I know, but he was wrong." Emma nods. "I thought so." A 6-year-old girl learning in real time what courage looks like, what truth feels like, what dignity costs. Friday, day 14. A text from Bennett. "Check Bloomberg. Sit down first." Wendy makes coffee, opens her laptop. Headline: Billionaire Gregory Hayes forced out as CEO. Board cites pattern of behavior inconsistent with company values. Sarah Collins has delivered again, methodical, surgical, based on board minutes, on employee testimonies. The board voted 7-1. Gregory Hayes removed as CEO, not for performance, for character. Translation: no company can afford a CEO who publicly calls his high-achieving wife stupid and has a documented pattern of workplace abuse. Gregory Hayes inherited $1.4 billion in real estate, salary $780,000, jobless. Wendy Hayes, self-made, annual comp $2.4 million. Just received an offer from BlackRock, managing director, $3.8 million. The irony writes itself. The internet just adds gasoline. Billionaire loses his job for calling his wife stupid. She earns 3 times more than him. She keeps her career. He loses everything that really matters: credibility, respect, and karma. Net worth does not equal earning power. Inherited wealth does not equal earned intelligence. $14 billion can't buy back reputation. Hashtag billionaire consequences trends. This commentary is merciless but fair. Having $1 billion doesn't make you immune to consequences for being abusive. Old money, new problems. Inherited arrogance meets public accountability. And then something more important happens. Other women start talking. Corporate wives. Finance executives. Women who hid their success to shield fragile male egos. LinkedIn floods. "I'm a CFO of a Fortune 500 company. My husband never introduces me as anything but his wife. Wendy Hayes showed me I don't have to accept that. My husband called me stupid last week in front of our kids. I thought I was overreacting. I'm not. Thank you, Wendy." Hundreds. Then thousands of posts. Solidarity grows. Courage multiplies. Jasmine's phone buzzes. She posts resources: financial independence guides, domestic violence hotlines, divorce attorneys specializing in high net worth cases. 500,000 shares. Messages pour in. "I needed this. I'm finally leaving." Wendy reads quietly, tears streaming. She didn't want to be a symbol. She only wanted dignity. Sometimes personal justice becomes collective courage. Day 21, 3 weeks since the gala. Sarah Collins publishes the final investigative piece, tying everything together. The billionaire who couldn't recognize real achievement. The man blinded by inherited wealth. Dr. Marcus Chen, organizational psychologist, analyzes, inherited wealth often blinds people to achievement in others. Net worth becomes equated with intelligence. Gregory Hayes, $1.4 billion, inherited real estate. CEO salary, $780,000, stock performance flat. Figurehead, delegated responsibility. Wendy Hayes, self-made, $6.9 million net worth. Annual income $2.4 million 2023. BlackRock offer $3.8 million 2024. Portfolio 11% above market average. Active direct contribution. The comparison is brutal. She creates wealth, he sits on it. Email chains reveal mindset. Gregory to his attorney, March 2021. The counselor says, "I need to acknowledge Wendy's career." Why? "I have $1 billion. Her salary is pocket change." To CFO Richard Barnes, November 2023. "Why are we paying Lisa Martinez $190,000? Too much for her role." Gregory, "That's market rate." "Market rate according to what? I didn't make my billion by overpaying people." Richard, "You inherited it. Pattern emerges." Gregory conflates inherited wealth with intelligence, capability, and authority even over his wife. Dr. Chen. Classic Dunning-Kruger with wealth insulation. Wendy earning triple his salary was a threat to his constructed identity. Audio from counseling sessions surfaces. Dr. Ross asks, Gregory, Wendy has expressed feeling dismissed when discussing her work. Can you acknowledge that? I acknowledge she feels that way. I don't acknowledge that she should. She's not questioning your success. She's asking you to respect hers. Respect what? I gave her the opportunity. Lifestyle, connections? No. She built her career on her maiden name. Independently, session 14. 2 sessions before Wendy began planning her exit. She didn't need him to define her. She defined herself. Attorney Bennett calls. Wendy, have you seen the article? Reading it now? Gregory wants to settle today. No conditions. Why the rush? Harvard Business Review publishes a case study tomorrow on inherited wealth versus earned success. Guess who's the cautionary tale? Wendy closes her laptop. Tell him I'll think about it. She won't give him the mercy of a quick resolution. He made her wait 8 years for respect. You can wait 48 hours for divorce terms. April 15th, Plaza Hotel. Same ballroom, different energy. Press conference. 89 people. Journalists, industry colleagues, and some original witnesses from the gala 5 weeks prior. Daniel Foster, Lisa Martinez, Ramon Garcia, and others. People he hurt, people who spoke. Wendy sits front row. Jasmine beside her, Attorney Bennett on the other side, Emma and Lucas at home. Some things children don't need to witness. Gregory enters 3 p.m. flanked by attorneys. He looks different, thinner, graying temples. Expensive suit, the only tangible asset he fully owns. Still wealthy. Still a billionaire on paper, but publicly humbled. Podium, microphone, no notes. Memorized by attorney insistence. He clears his throat. Silence falls. My name is Gregory Hayes. 5 weeks ago in this room, I called my wife stupid in front of colleagues, friends, and strangers. I dismissed her expertise, belittled her intelligence. I was wrong. Completely, inexcusably wrong. He pauses. My wife Wendy is a managing director at one of Manhattan's most respected firms. She manages billions, outperforms the market, earns 3 times my CEO's salary, and I never acknowledged it, never asked, never cared. He looks directly at Wendy. She doesn't flinch. For 8 years I made her smaller, interrupted her, corrected her, told her she wasn't smart enough, that she should be grateful. The truth. I was grateful she stayed as long as she did. A confused inherited wealth with intelligence. I thought my bank account made me smarter. It made me arrogant. I called her stupid because I felt small. She was building something real. I was maintaining what my family gave me. And instead of asking for help, I tried to make her feel as small as I felt. Silence. I apologized to Wendy, to my children, to everyone I hurt, to employees, colleagues, family. No excuse, no justification. I was cruel, wrong, and I am sorry. He steps back, waits. No questions. None needed. The apology hangs in the inadequate, deliberate, final. Wendy rises, walks to the podium. Attorney Bennett reads her statement. Mrs. Hayes accepts this apology for what it is a necessary step. Divorce filed March 23rd. Terms agreed. Primary custody to her. Child support established. This matter is now concluded. She doesn't speak herself. She doesn't need to. The room knows respect cannot be bought. Dignity cannot be silenced. Mrs. Hayes asks for privacy as she and her children begin their next chapter. 3 minutes total, both statements. Years of marriage ending in under 200 words. Wendy walks out, doesn't look back. Jasmine follows. Outside spring in Manhattan, the city moves, indifferent to personal reckonings. How do you feel? Jasmine asks. Wendy thinks. Free. 1 year later, March 2025, Wendy Hayes, Anderson again, legally arrives at BlackRock headquarters. Monday morning, Senior Managing Director. 4 months after the divorce finalized, her office overlooks Central Park. Sunlight pours through floor-to-ceiling windows. Portfolio performance, 18% year-to-date. Client acquisitions, 12 new accounts. Assets under management, $9.8 billion. Annual compensation, $4.2 million. Quadruple what Gregory earned as CEO. Emma, 7. Lucas, 5. They adjusted. Therapy helped. Gregory sees them every other weekend. Supervised visits ended after 6 months. Completed domestic abuse program. Pays child support based on net worth. Shows up on time. Works as a consultant remotely. It's a billionaire who lost his company. Still wealthy, still comfortable, but no longer powerful. Media moved on. The story faded, but ripple effects remain. 3 major finance firms revised HR policies. Independent reporting systems. Mandatory bias training. The Hayes Capital effect cited in trade publications. A cautionary tale. Wendy occasionally speaks at Women in Finance groups. Not about Gregory. About financial independence, separate accounts, exit planning, dignity. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. I left my husband today. Built my own account like you said. Thank you. Wendy doesn't reply, doesn't need to, just smiles. Continues her quiet victory. Because this story isn't about revenge, never was. It's about a woman who built her freedom in silence, waited for the right moment. Proved dignity isn't negotiable, intelligence can't be dismissed. He was a billionaire who called his wife stupid. She earned triple his salary. She planned for 3 years. She left with her head high. Her daughter learned the most important lesson: never let anyone make you feel small. Wealth doesn't equal worth. The math doesn't lie. It never did. If this story resonates, share it. Someone needs to hear it. Hit subscribe because these stories matter. Remember, you don't need permission to know your worth. You just need courage to act on it. You've been watching Fate Tales, where real stories of courage, resilience, and justice come to life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories that inspire and empower. Remember, every choice you make shapes your destiny, and sometimes standing up for yourself can change everything.